Yo, and welcome to the Honest Trailer Commentary for Rocky 4. Yeah. That's right. We're doing Rocky, just number 4. I'm Spencer J. Gilbert. That's Joe. That's Dan.
Yo.
Hey, good to have you back, man. Hey. I'm commentating here. Hey. If you haven't seen this, we'll be doing plenty of that. But if you haven't seen this show before, we will be talking about our Honest Trailer for Rocky 4. Some little insights behind the scenes, and if you stick around to the end, maybe some cut stuff. I don't know if we have it. JT, we got any cut jokes?
Hey.
Yeah,
we got cut jokes.
Hey. He clearly has CTE and is struggling with brain damage. Not JT.
Rocky.
Rocky. Yeah, Rocky's definitely.
He's having a tough time.
Punch drunk, as they used to say.
Punch drunk.
What a horrible.
I know.
He's just a little punch drunk.
Hey, don't worry about him. He's just always out of it, on account of the punches.
To be fair, he was not the brightest bulb even before he started boxing.
Yes.
True.
So.
No, that's fair.
This is the first Rocky movie we've ever done.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's weird.
There was discussion about what we should do, and we were like, should we do all the ones? And we were like,
nah.
This one has everything.
It's got it all, and also, they're bringing Drago back for Creed 2, so
makes sense.
Let's do the Drago one, and I'm sure they'll bring little Clubby Lang Jr., little Clubber, back for Creed 3.
Little Clubber.
And Tommy Minigun.
Yeah. I think Paulie might still be around.
Wow.
Maybe?
Didn't he die in Rocky Balboa?
Yeah, he's dead in Balboa.
Is he dead?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Ghost of Paulie?
Yeah.
Didn't they bring back the ghost of Mickey?
JT, they bring back the ghost of Mickey or Paulie in Rocky Balboa?
Mickey was a ghost, flashback or five.
Yeah, Mickey was a ghost.
Okay.
He wasn't a ghost, flashback.
Flashback. And is
okay.
Paulie dead?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Paulie died after Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Not after Rocky. He's dead in Balboa,
But the actor
right?
himself, Burt Young, is alive and well.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying it's
Got
not
it.
out of the question.
Got it.
You're
Bring him back.
You're right.
Yes.
Or his soul's in the robot.
Yeah. Wow, he just went full singularity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You could say he came inside the robot.
Yep, you could say that, or it's a new robot that is the offspring of Paulie.
God, I hope
Yes.
there's one in Creed 2. They really dropped the ball if they didn't.
Polybot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even if it's
Polybot.
not like maybe it's an AI. Maybe Michael B. Jordan's like, yo, Paulie, like instead of Siri, like, what's the weather outside?
What's raining?
So this film's got a little bit of everything. It's got it's got a lot of montages.
Yep.
Montages.
Sure does.
Geopolitical commentary.
Yep. Some of the Rocky action we've come to know and love, which is like truly the worst technical boxing of all time.
Yeah.
Like they're doing.
Oh, man.
It's like Joe, like wrestling but with hands. They're hand wrestling each other.
Yeah, no, that's also the best term I've ever heard in my life. Maybe they're hand wrestling. No, no one ever taught him about.
Put your guard
one.
up.
Yeah.
Nope.
Maybe
Nope,
blocking.
Never put your
blocking
hands in
some-
front of your face, Rock.
Yeah.
Use your chin.
Rock, if you put your hands in front of your face, they'll be in front of your eyes, and you can't see your opponent.
Yeah, so these aren't, they qualify as sports movies because obviously boxing is a sport, and they're always like underdog from the bottom, ends on a freeze frame.
Yeah.
But the way it depicts boxing, I don't know if people even say Raging Bull is like a accurate boxing movie. Even that one, I guess like real boxing is just not very cinematic because it's a lot of just like
I think old boxing used to be much better, but now boxing now is like two guys who are getting paid $20 million. Prestige. I don't mean like all heavyweight boxing now.
Yeah.
Not all
It's
boxing.
two guys who are getting paid $20 million. Who are protecting their careers.
Yeah.
So they'll go out
Yeah.
and most of the ones I've seen in the last 15 years are two multimillionaires who go out and just protect themselves
Try
for
not to get
12
hurt.
rounds and try to win by decision and set up the rematch where they'll make even more money. It's
By the way,
it's
totally
really
understandable. I would rather get paid $20 million and not get hurt. So I get that.
boring. Yeah.
You shouldn't be boxing, Spinny.
You'll never do it. You're a loser. Well, no, you're doing Adrian,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna get killed in there. It's suicide.
Creed does a good job with the boxing, or at least
Yeah,
filming
that.
The first
Yeah.
one is pretty.
That single.
Yeah.
That single shot's awesome. Well, it's like football in movies. Like, I don't like real football. I really like movie football because movie football is just like, here's all the badass stuff and none of the like
Standing around, cut to commercial,
yeah.
sipping Gatorade.
Movie boxing is kind of the same.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie it's weird because people didn't even like it when it came out. It got really bad reviews. They're like, oh God, everyone's rolling their eyes at it. And like, I think I went from ironically liking it to now really liking it because it's just fun. Like it's not long. It doesn't take a lot of your time to rewatch Rocky IV.
It's a tight 90.
Especially if you FF through the montages. I know, sacrilege, but the movie itself.
No, those are important.
I know, but I'm just saying the original movie itself is maybe an hour, and then the rest is flashbacks and montage.
That's true. But you can't fast forward through No Easy Way Out, man.
There is no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
Yeah.
Giving in can't be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird feeling because he lost Bill Conti for this one, so Vince DiCola scores it instead, and it's just weird. And
there's still some Survivor. Well, they replay Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
And then there's another Survivor song.
Yeah, which did not hit the heights of Eye of the Tiger. But
no, Burning Heart is no. No Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's a great pump-up film. If you've seen 3 Rockies, you've probably seen the 4th too. But I mean, I think it's really amplified by the villain, by Drago.
Drago is what
probably
makes
his best adversary of the whole series.
And then just the fact that Rocky's like, I seen a lot of yous change, and I seen me change. If I could change, like that speech.
That speech is incredible.
Everybody could change, and the fact that like now, like at the time, there was still communism and Soviet Russia was a thing, and like it would be another, I think, 4 years before the fall of the Berlin Wall. Like. You got to put yourself back in that context.
Oh, it'd be like Michael B. Jordan winning and be like, I see a lot of Al-Qaeda out there. And I'm like, maybe we're not so different after all. And they're like,
just like,
all right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Silly movie, but a lot of fun. So we had fun doing it. Hope you had fun watching it. Let's play that commentary. Wait, we're in commentaries now. All right, let's watch the damn thing.
Found 8.
Wait, Creed 2 is here already?
Yes! Surprised there weren't
Let's
more.
get pumped by pulling an 80s classic out from the Honest Trailer Vault.
I love the Honest Trailer Vault.
Now that Star Wars is done for good, Roger Moore has walked away from the Bond franchise, and Superman 3 proved we're pretty tired of comic book movies. At least we still have Rocky? Seriously? Where could they possibly go from Rocky 3? Make their kids fight each other?
Dad, when can I learn to fight?
That'd be dumb.
All right, pause. Right? I feel like an early draft of the script was like too suck-offiness of Rocky IV. The perspective was a little too fawning over it.
Right.
I feel like that's a recent development.
At the time, it'd be like, ugh.
I can't believe they're making another Rocky movie. And we tried to actually stick with, and I think we only violated it once, of like, the point of view Honest Trailers would have if we were doing this in 1984.
We would have been very upset that 85, I think it's 85, but the 1985 that we were still here doing Rocky movies.
There's something so interesting about thinking back about that time where like now that if we were into like Rocky movies were like jock movies, like they weren't nerd movies, and here we are movie nerds who are like, oh, Rocky, but like people who liked Rocky would have been kicking our ass back then.
That's true.
Like all those macho action movies, like Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Seagal, like all that stuff, like nerds didn't like that.
However, I posit that were Honest Trailers launched in the 80s, we would have made our names doing those movies and not the nerd movies because those were the popular ones. So
yeah, no one would have watched our Last Starfighter.
No, nobody would have cared about our Last Starfighter Honest Trailers. So in a way, I think this would have been exactly what we would have done if we were around back then. Okay. I mean, what they did when they were around back then.
Yes.
In 1985 when this trailer was made.
All right, keep going.
Someday we'll meet the brave men that wrote it.
You've seen Rocky punch Apollo Creed. You've seen him punch Mr. T. Now, get ready for Rocky Balboa's biggest challenge yet. Punching communism in the face. When a Russian murders his worst enemy / best friend, he'll seek revenge in a showdown so epic, it requires a training montage. Another training montage. And a third bonus montage of Rocky thinking about his past training montages.
No Easy Way Out is the most underrated Rocky song of all of them.
I agree.
That's a really
Man, it's like a dream inside of a dream. Is there a word for that? Nah. But it'll take more than fancy editing.
So pause. I guess, well, we could talk about that in this section, but it's like the training styles, the different training styles.
Yeah.
the way they're contrasted with each other, it's like Rocky did it like the natural way. Like he's just out in the snow and just like lifting,
growing a beard,
lifting logs and growing a beard. Whereas Drago is also just doing normal workouts, but he's hooked up to like graphs.
And it's intimated very heavily that he is using steroids.
Oh, I mean, they literally put a needle in him at one point.
Yeah.
First of all, Stallone, 1984.
Yeah.
Maybe there was like a maybe he found a needle in that haystack in that farm. I don't know.
It was okay back then.
Yeah. But like
different times.
Yeah, I guess you're right. The steroids thing does tip the balance, but like nothing Drago was doing seemed very advanced. He was running on a treadmill.
They were doing the same things.
And he was punching a bag, but then like numbers would go up. Like,
people would scribble things on clipboards. Yes.
But you're right. This was the like East German swim team, and like the first steroid scandals were happening right then.
Yeah. Because he was supposed to be a pure amateur, you know, like a pure no.
And I think they're trying to show like the rugged boldness of the singular American spirit versus like this giant room of evil Soviet scientists like all gathered together to make one man a machine.
Yeah.
Something Sizzler.
Point is, none of us have seen. Well, have you seen Creed 2 yet?
Not yet. I'll see it tomorrow night.
Well, I hope that they continue.
Tonight.
I hope that they continue that and have them, do
different types of
I hope
training.
Drago's son is connected to machines that clearly don't do anything.
Yeah. I want this to connect to what's that documentary that just came out about the Russian doping scandal?
Icarus.
Yeah, I want this to connect to Icarus somehow.
Definitely.
We were also talking about how this is why we like to do the retro ones sometimes, because we've done things like Batman and RoboCop that were not out of the vault, because we were like, we have a modern thing we to compare it to, but this had so much old stuff that we could refer to.
Yeah.
But the idea, the concept of Inception being something that we take for granted, but like how much that's permeated like culture, just like the everything around it, like
I mean, look, that word predates the movie, but I feel like the way that we use it, especially of like another layer deeper to like a fantasy, or
like Inception,
Inception, that's kind of snuck up on us. It's been incepted into our heads, if you will.
It has.
Then that's why Nolan is the greatest filmmaker of all time. He put that in there in a level 4. Like
a mind heist.
That's where there's two dudes just rolling around in a hallway.
Yeah. Always in
my
all
head.
of our heads.
Here comes the kick. All right, keep going.
Drago, a Soviet punching machine who's bewildered by our strange American ways, like showgirls and electricity.
I'm a little overboard with how like dumbfounded he was.
What a country!
He's a boxer of very few words, only 46 in the whole movie to be exact.
If he dies,
Made him count.
And somehow, this undefeated gold medalist has taken our heroes by surprise.
gold medalist.
Why don't they take him seriously?
Yeah, pause.
Let's talk about this, because
We really sussed this out. Like, Joe, the Olympics were in '84.
Yeah.
Or didn't the Soviets boycott the '84 Olympics?
They did.
Actually, you're right.
Or we boycotted them.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It was in LA, and I don't think they participated. That said, if you're a gold medalist and an amateur champion, like there's probably some tape of you somewhere.
Plus, just look at him. Like, just the physical evidence alone.
He's
there.
like 8'4".
Yeah. Apollo, I feel like if he doesn't watch every match, but that'd be weird too, that you're like a champion boxer and he's reliving his own glory days. Why wouldn't he see who else is out there and who's boxing and stuff like that?
Yeah, you at that point in your career, I feel like you'd be a boxing nerd.
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, look at all these up and comers.
Well, the movie like plays it both ways. Part of it is Apollo saying like, I'm still as good as I ever was. Like people call me, I'm not washed up. Like that's one side, but then they start the fight and he's beating up Apollo and they're like, what are you doing? This is supposed to be an exhibition match. Like, what part of you looking at him said this guy's not taking this seriously? Right? It's like, what was he trying to do, an exhibition match, or was he out there to prove that he was the best? Because it was.
I think they just kind of. They had the script for Rocky 3, and with Hulk Hogan, that was supposed to be an exhibition match.
Let's do it again. Is there something that's supposed to be there about like Americans are just real cocky and we don't really take anything seriously? Because even leading up to the match, like they just treat Drago like shit. Like we're like very cruel to them.
And also that's been Apollo's.
The characters in the movie, like I remember being in that press conference. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just jerks to the guy, and they're like, I just want to box. Everyone's just talking smack to him.
Yeah, I think that fits with Apollo. I mean, he's always had the America trunks. Like he's kind of supposed to read as like Muhammad Ali on steroids, which is like a type of boxer. So, you know, but he is a stand-in for U.S. foreign policy, I think.
Yeah.
And,
I just feel like there's a disconnect between Apollo's managers and Apollo. I think they thought they were there for two different reasons.
100%. Yeah, his managers are like, yeah, he went trunk shopping again and hat shopping to make sure he matches with James Brown. And they're like, he's supposed to be doing bag work like for the next 20 minutes. And they're like, we just can't wrangle the guy.
It's an exhibition, I guess.
Oh boy, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
World Amateur Champion.
Forcing Rocky to fly all the way to Russia in order to lift things. Run in the snow and chop down trees. Sure, he could have done all that in Lake Tahoe, but yeah, suck it, you dirty commie trees.
You ever have like a sparring partner out there?
Everything the
No,
Rocky
just box the
franchise
tree.
has to offer, you have. Because Polly is still getting bullied.
Or Polly.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Still telling her boxer husband not to box.
It's suicide. You can't win.
And Rocky is still bravely
Adrian.
soaking up punches with his face. As the old formula gets a shot of new life with some updated geopolitics.
This is us against them.
And a futuristic talking robot.
Please make a wish.
You know, it's actually kind of sweet that Stallone put a robot designed to help
pause.
autistic kids in the...
I think we all agreed that they should follow up the Happy Birthday song with Polly the Robot's Happy Birthday song, which is just Happy Birthday, Polly.
Happy birthday, Polly.
That's my favorite. Happy Birthday, Polly.
I love that the movie for 30 seconds turns into like short circuit / weird silence. Like the music completely changes and the editing pace, and it just like it turns into like this techno. Like this is about a robot now. This whole movie is going to be about this robot.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Happy birthday, Polly. Like it's like the beauty shots of like I was like, is this a
happening?
different movie? Did we take a turn?
Is
And
the
then
robot his sparring partner? Is he gonna fight
maybe.
the robot?
Yeah, the Polly's robot thing. I mean, it's been picked apart to death, but like it just bears repeating that at the beginning of this movie, the robot is introduced, and by the end, it's Polly's love interest, but there's no middle.
Yeah. We don't see what happens in between.
Yeah.
So obviously there is a difference between Stallone, the very talented man, and his character Rocky, who is a very simple, sweet,
Lovable oaf.
Lovable oaf. But it seems like Stallone wrote Rocky 4 as Rocky, where he's like, then what if you had a robot? I don't know. That'd be fun.
Well, as we say, I mean,
We all get matching sweatshirts.
We can play the rest of the clip, but it's like he I think has an autistic son, right? Stallone.
I don't know.
Or he put in this robot because it was something that that was used to help children with autism. Like they could relate, and it could like make them feel safe and comfortable, and then they could integrate into their family. That's
wonderful.
That's wonderful, and that's one way to use the robot in the movie. The other way is to give your old single grouchy hype man a sex bot that was designed for autistic children that he turns into his geisha, his robo geisha.
The ratio of setup to payoff with the robot is very low.
Yeah. There's really not enough robot.
But
It's not.
It sparked 1,000 fan theories and fan fictions, and I suspect that won't stop to this very day.
No. Maybe we'll help revive it.
God, I hope it's in Creed 2.
Send us your favorites.
Yeah. Anyways, keep going.
It might
But
be.
also, it's kind of weird that he makes Polly have sex with it.
That's my girl.
You're the greatest. See you, sport.
She loves me.
How?
Pause.
So if you're ready to see the Soviet
Polly has not demonstrated any proclivity with, robotics or computer programming.
No. Yeah.
Nor has the robot. I mean, maybe it's like her, where it like scanned him, and then it's like she will become what Polly needs it to be.
Do you like this voice better? Yeah.
Or did Polly actually seduce and charm, and did she fall in love with him?
Did he gaslight the robot to be like, you have a lady gender now? Like,
There's a whole other movie happening behind this movie is what we're saying.
An entire film.
he just forced a personality on the robot.
I think it basically is just Ex Machina, just at home while Rocky's off training. They're like slowly following each other around the mansion, like giving meaningful glances.
Polly's like dancing one day, and the robot like rolls by the window, and he's just like in a robe doing Oscar Isaac stuff.
And, like the robot like arm goes to the wall, and like all the lights change. It's like Rocky's listening to everything we do. You need to help me get out of here.
You think he's like really twitchy and is that why he goes to Russia? Because he's starting to get nervous about the sex bot? Yeah.
Hey, you been out of your room? What's going on here?
It looks like a snake, but it won't bite you.
Won't bite you.
Yikes. All right, let's keep going.
Ow! So if you're ready to see the Soviet Union crumble, one punch at a time. But you can't wait long enough to watch Stallone help our brave Mujahideen friends
I
do the
love
upcoming
how
Rambo
things
movie.
change, but
So
stay the
pause.
same.
Best,
In case you don't know,
best joke in the trailer.
Rambo 3 is about Rambo going to Afghanistan to team up with the Mujahideen
Religious freedom fighters against the Soviet
against the
Union.
Soviet Union.
It's dedicated to them.
It is dedicated to the Mujahideen.
Who included Bin Laden, I think.
Oh yeah, he is definitely
he
getting
was in there.
hooked up in the '80s by Uncle Sam.
Yeah.
You know,
Time's weird.
it's crazy,
It's a
right?
flat circle.
Yeah. It's interesting, yeah, because like these days, what we care about changes every 48 hours, every news cycle. But that was they were the godless communists, and here were these brave religious freedom fighters who just wanted to practice their religion. That we were like, all right, Reagan's like, give them the bombs, all the bombs.
Yes.
This will never come back to bite us in the buttocks.
We've got to give these boys some helicopters.
Yeah. So and it made its way into pop culture.
And then we forgot about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they ever
come back? Did they ever show back up?
If you've
Did
never
they ever
seen
reboot the Mujahideen?
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson's War is a great,
that's a good
great movie about that exact thing. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, rest in peace. One of my favorite performances of his is the guy who has like spent his entire career, or at least like however many years, working like that beat, and when it's over, was like going to Charlie Wilson. He's just like, "Well, now what are your plans?" And he's like, "Well, what do you mean we're done?" And he's just like, "Okay." And it's just like that's how the movie ends. Like, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see how that works out. It's such a great movie.
Should
about
rewatch
that whole.
It's worth it.
Era.
I told my dad. My dad has a weird way of looking at movies and TV. Sometime, like when I told him about Breaking Bad, he was like, "Is that thing about that meth dealer? I don't give a crap about that guy. He's a criminal. I'm not watching that show." And so I told him about Charlie Wilson's War. I was like, "I just watched it. It's really good." And he was like, "To hell with Charlie Wilson. That son of a bitch wrecked us in Norway." And I was like, "Well, that's what it's about. It's not like."
Yeah, it's kind of about that.
He's like,
I'll
"I'm
never
not
watch
watching it."
Maleficent. She gave that poor girl that poison apple.
Now I'm in the sinking place.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
All right, let's keep going.
Let Rocky remind the world that nobody messes with the United States and gets away with it.
Wait, pause.
Especially not
I actually
Russia.
have, I thinking about that, I have a sort of distant relative who I was talking to who refused to see Tanya Harding.
I,
Tanya refused to see I, Tanya because she could just not forgive Tanya for what she did. I was like, but it's like about that. It's like you get to hear the whole story. It's like, no, I just can't see why anyone would do that to someone like Nancy. Okay. They're movies.
He wouldn't watch Sopranos either.
Away with it.
Wow.
Especially.
That makes the mob look like.
Whoa, JT's had it with us.
Sopranos makes the mob look like goofy and dumb as much as it makes it look cool.
I don't know what
like,
to tell you, man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like criminality on screen or on the
That's right.
streets.
Yeah.
Is he a vigilante?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to revolve around model trains somehow. It's vigilantism.
All right.
All right.
And send in onion articles about Trump. Those are his superpowers.
Interesting mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
A potent brew.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting dude.
Okay.
Russia.
Now blast this guy's teeth out.
Hell yeah. Man, can you imagine a future where Russia is still the bad guy and Hollywood is still making Rocky movies?
Yeah.
What am I saying? We'll leave the sci-fi to that Austrian dude.
I'll be back.
Should we give the Australian debate?
Yeah, well, there was a pause. We
Ramke, bow back.
debated whether to joke that we thought he was Australian, right? Was that
Right,
it?
because we said, I think maybe accidentally or maybe just because we had to get this done very quickly, there's a take where John says Australian dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we debated keeping him saying Australian, and this may be the influence of the audience on us. We had to weigh how funny we thought it was that that the epic voice in this time would call him Australian because he is
You just knew him
unfamiliar.
from, you know, Conan and Terminator.
How badly we did not want to get well actually to death from people
Yeah.
saying like,
You made a mistake!
So we went on the side of enjoying our Thanksgiving holidays and decided to go with Austrian.
Yeah, that joke went away.
That joke went bye-bye.
Yeah. Sorry to rob the "you made a mistake" people of their favorite thing.
We pay enough for our legitimate mistakes that we're beyond making ones on purpose for humor purposes.
Well, you know,
I'm waiting for people to be like, you know what worked out with his friends from Afghanistan. I'm sure you guys will find, if you know anything about history, that those were not good people, and they'll just totally miss the joke about that.
And like when I called World War I the prequel to World War II.
Oh God, that was the best.
Let's not rehash that.
I think it's pretty clear if you look carefully that Wonder Woman takes place in World War I.
Yeah, it's called one before two.
But Spencer, we didn't realize that his eye was like that because Laurie Strode punked him in the eye with a hanger. Let's everyone talk about only this
forever.
We're not perfect.
That one was
I'm sorry.
That was on me.
We missed something. We didn't make a connection.
No, Dan, we're omnipotent. We know all things about all things.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Starring Ramki Balbambo.
Okay.
From Russia with love.
What?
Rob the Robot.
Pause. Do you want to talk
Ramki
about it?
Balbambo. That's a case of.
Do you want to toot your own horn?
No, it's a case of when everyone has these of like we have no ideas and like this is the stupidest. I didn't want to say it because it's so stupid. That's not funny.
It's
That's
fun to
awful.
say. It's really fun to say.
Ramki Balbambo.
But I think that was my turn because I know you've had it and I know you've had it of the joke where we can't think of anything and everyone's just like, well, the stupidest. The only thing I can think of is this stupid thing.
Yes,
and
but
it just happens.
There was a moment because we were all just silently like staring at the script on our individual laptops, and then just quietly from the couch comes Ramki
Balbambo. I didn't even realize that it was a play on his names at first. I just liked the way it sounded. It's like, yes,
that's Rambo and Rocky Balboa.
I know. Now I know. I'll figure it out later. It's in the script, and then we'll figure out what it means later. It sounds funny. Sometimes things just sound funny.
They don't need to make sense, Dan.
Yeah.
Bonus that it did, though.
Yeah. Keep going.
Balbambo. From Russia with love. Rob the Robot. Definitely ain't gonna be no rematch.
That robot was boring, by the way.
Oh yeah, it barely played.
Shalit.
Now pause.
That is
pause. And go back to Gene Shalit, where this sent us down like a weird internet hole. So that's not Gene Shalit, other famous mustachioed '80s personality.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but this is a fine artist, like a pretty big, like painter, who was active in the '80s and '90s. Who I think it was it Rocky II that ends when it turns into a painting?
3.
Yeah, like he painted that, and he's famous for doing these kind of impressionistic renderings of athletes. And Rocky put him in the movie, like it put him in Rocky III and put him in this one. So just pausing and saying, "Hey, that guy kind of looks like Gene Shalit," led us down a weird thing because we Googled his name and it was like all about his art career and his like he's just a famous, very accomplished, famous painter and the guy with the super weird mustache,
a great ring announcer
who announces Rocky IV. So fun fact. All right, keep going.
Shalit and
Yo, Adrian. I made a metaphor about humanizing political opponents as they face the eventual collapse of their economic system amid the modernization at the end of a decades-long Cold War that almost ended our mutual destruction.
Now, pause.
I did it!
I think that that's the one part I forgot to catch this. That's where we break the immersion of the fact that this was happening in 1984. He wouldn't have known when it ends.
I looked it up.
Oh,
actually, it was widely acknowledged that the beginning of the end of the Soviet Union had begun already in 1985. So I believe that the epic voice of
writing
that
was on the
time
Berlin Wall
would have recognized that this was a metaphor
all.
about the end of a mutual modernization was already a problem in the Soviet Union.
You're right.
And
so if they weren't like this movie wouldn't have been the way it is if they were still really a threat.
Right. Exactly. This was the mainstream acknowledgement of the fact that the ice was cracking on the Cold War, and so I actually, believe it or not, stop! Don't lean forward. Stop your leaning. Stop it! Stop it! I looked into this. No, stop it! I looked into this. We did the research. Trust me.
You're right.
No, trust me. It works. It works. I'm trying to eat my turkey.
be wrong. It didn't end until the 90s. The wall didn't fall until the 90s.
It works. It's a complicated political system. It was in decline years before the actual fall of the Soviet Union. I promise.
We did it, guys. We all broke down.
She poked Gorbachev in the eye with a hanger.
As a society, we got him. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Rocky Ive.
It's
stupid.
Why not?
So wait, if Rocky, Polly, and Adrian are all in Russia, who's watching the kids?
That's your favorite, Joe.
Yep.
Is the fade to red.
Fade to red.
Stupid.
That is now canonically the first time Honest Trailers did that. Because it's
You're
from
right.
the vault.
If you follow
right.
the timeline, which is ironclad, don't tell us anything.
Yeah,
wrong.
this is back when. Is this Epic Voice guy's dad, or has he been in the booth for a long
He's
time?
been in this game forever.
Yeah, I think the voice is the last thing to go.
Oh.
First the body, then the brain, then the voice. Everyone knows that.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We think we have some deleted scenes.
But also, it's kind of weird that he makes Polly have sex with it. That's my girl.
You're the greatest. See you, sport.
How, though? In 10 years, I'll be doing it, too.
Maybe.
Starring Captain America, White Tyson.
Yep.
Can
See?
you smell
Ramsey.
what The Rock is cooking? You guys might not be ready for that joke, but your kids will love it. Big Red. In Soviet Russia, communism fights you.
Ian,
Technology.
in my head, I think that should have been in Soviet Russia,
Apollo
communism fights you.
Wait, pause. That's horrifying.
That's awful.
I didn't know they did that.
That's
Good Lord.
just adding insult to injury. He was barely dead in 1985. That's
Oh man, good job, editors. I
Wow.
promise you, I did not see that, or I would have fought to put that in.
Does that somehow become like a very twisted new version of Not a Great Plan?
not a great plan.
Just cut to Creed's twitching body. Oh my god.
Wow.
Nicely done, JT.
We must have overlooked that one.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Rocky 4, Soviets 0.
Yeah.
Drago Slayer. Enter the
Enough time to
Drago.
animate these.
A lot of dragon
Legends and
things.
Dragos. This is what we're fighting the commies for, kids. A swimming pool, 3 dogs, and a magic TV not plugged into anything.
I like that one.
Oh, Apollo has that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Good times, guys.
This is the best possible movie to do a retro for. Like, there's so much to be able to comment on because the hindsight joke is fun.
It's too
a funny
good.
bit.
Yeah.
And there's a million different things you can do with this one. Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 years ago, I don't know if this would have been as funny from the vault, but just
time was
Russia
right.
and everything else
Yeah.
right now is just like it's too funny.
Yeah.
Just because we are now seeing an actual political. It's now swinging. It's like we didn't realize it was a pendulum.
Yep.
It's now seems to be swinging the other way, which I didn't know was possible. But here we are.
Wow.
I'm excited to see people complain if Creed 2 like touches on any of this. I'm excited to see people complain that they put politics.
Well,
in a
I'm excited to
boxing
see
movie.
if Rambo 7. He's like, I guess I was wrong about you, Mujahideen. Maybe we should get back together again.
I'll take the first flight out.
Yeah.
I'm going back.
Oh man, good for Stallone. He's still doing it.
He is
Still doing it, man.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
You know, he really does ground the Rocky movies. I think if he wasn't just such a lovable doofus, that those movies wouldn't
Yeah.
work.
No.
Because the first 30 minutes are just like him being a goof.
Yeah.
And like you end up caring about him by the end of it.
I like Rocky Balboa.
Me too.
Yep.
I think he's legitimately good in Rocky Balboa and Creed.
Yep.
We
Yep.
make fun of him because he's easy to make fun of. But for the worst Rocky movie to still be, what,
Rocky 5.
30 years ago?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Well, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would have not stuck with he's a lovable oaf, and their ego would have gotten in the way, and he would have become just like some awesome, like all-American, like real charming, like charismatic badass. But like he keeps Rocky just nope. He's a sweet dummy
Yeah.
all the way through, even to Creed. It's impressive.
Yeah. Well, he has gained wisdom in Rocky Balboa onward.
Yeah.
I think he's not playing it up as much of he sobered up for being so punch drunk.
Yeah.
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 Mark Riley, that's not going to be bridging those spies in 30 years. So
Yeah.
Who's the real winner? Mark Rylance.
Yeah.
Respected character actor, Mark Rylance.
I wonder what Bridge of Spies 4 would be like, because I'd watch that.
It'd have Rocky. We're going back across the bridge.
Yes, this is Wedge Bridge! Okay, guys, I hope you'll come back next week, because we've got a delightful holiday treat for you. So many things to choose from, but we think we picked the perfect size.
Yep.
Little one. And that's Joe Starr. That's Dan Merle. That's Jay Gilbert. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.